Welcome back to Atomic News, monitoring global chaos so you don't have to. Three wars, burning oil depots, and Russia quietly making money. Iran has a new supreme leader. According to the Washington Post, Mojtaba Khamenei, the son of the late Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, has been chosen to lead the Islamic Republic. The decision was made by Iran's Assembly of Experts during the ongoing war with the United States and Israel. Mojtaba Khamenei has long been a powerful but shadowy figure inside the regime, with deep ties to the Revolutionary Guard. His rise to power signals that Iran's leadership is not moderating. In fact, it may be becoming even more hardline. There is also an irony here. The Islamic Revolution of 1979 overthrew a hereditary monarchy, and yet today, power in Iran appears to be passing from father to son. A theocracy slowly turning into a dynasty. The only problem is timing, because with missiles flying and the region on fire, Iran may have just created the shortest dynasty in modern Middle Eastern history. Iran's strike on the Bapco refinery in Bahrain may have consequences far beyond the Gulf. Energy markets are already reacting. Oil prices have surged past $100 per barrel as traders fear further attacks on infrastructure across the region. Nearly 20% of the world's oil passes through the Strait of Hormuz, one of the most fragile choke points on the planet. And when energy facilities start burning there, markets panic quickly. The United States is sending senior envoys to Israel. According to the Times of Israel, Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner are traveling to the country as Washington grows increasingly uneasy about the scale of Israeli strikes on Iran's oil infrastructure. Israel has been hitting fuel depots and energy facilities across Iran. From a military perspective, that weakens Tehran's ability to finance the war, but from a global perspective, it also risks setting the entire energy market on fire. In other words, the United States supports the fight against Iran. It just doesn't want the world economy becoming collateral damage. But there is another country watching this very closely: Russia. Higher oil prices mean higher revenue for the Kremlin. Every spike in the energy market brings billions of additional dollars into Moscow's budget. So while the Middle East slides deeper into conflict, the Russian treasury may quietly start filling up again. In geopolitics, one country's crisis is often another country's payday. According to the Washington Post, the United States is not ruling out a ground invasion of Iran. For now, the war is being fought with airstrikes, missiles, and drones, but Pentagon officials say the option of putting American boots on the ground remains on the table. And if that happens, the consequences could be enormous. Iran is not Iraq in 2003. It has a large military, powerful missile forces, and a network of proxy groups across the Middle East. Hezbollah in Lebanon, militias in Iraq and Syria, and the Houthis in Yemen could all enter the conflict. At the same time, the Strait of Hormuz remains one of the most fragile points of the global economy. Nearly 20% of the world's oil passes through that narrow corridor. If the fighting spreads there, global energy prices could spike overnight. And while Washington focuses on the Middle East, other powers will certainly be watching. Beijing and Moscow may see opportunity in the chaos. In geopolitics, when one front opens, others often follow. Iran likely entered this phase of the conflict with around 2,500 to 3,000 ballistic missiles and roughly 10,000 to 15,000 attack drones in its arsenal. Since the start of the current escalation, analysts estimate that Tehran has already launched around 900 ballistic missiles and about 2,600 drones. But all of these numbers are highly approximate. Iran has never publicly disclosed the true size of its arsenal, and much of the data comes from intelligence estimates and launch tracking. On top of that, Israeli and American strikes have been targeting missile bases, storage facilities, and launchers. which means a portion of the arsenal may have been destroyed before it could ever be used. So while Iran still likely has a significant number of weapons left, the real question is not how many missiles exist on paper. The real question is how many can still be launched. Meanwhile, Iran's attack tempo is clearly slowing down. According to multi-source tracking, the first day of the operation saw around 350 ballistic missiles and nearly 800 drones launched. But just 1 week later, those numbers dropped dramatically. On the latest day recorded, only about 30 ballistic missiles and roughly 165 drones. That's not diplomacy, that's math. Intercept rates are high, stockpiles are finite, and every launch now comes with a price Iran cannot ignore. So Tehran isn't becoming peaceful, it's simply discovering the brutal arithmetic of modern air defense. When most of your weapons get shot down, the enthusiasm for launching them tends to decline. Today, March 9th, we've hit a new milestone in global stupidity. We're one bad day away from a total blackout. If you think your life is complicated now, wait until you see what's happening under the ice. Stick around. You'll want to know why your Wi-Fi might become a relic of the past before your next tax return. Let's talk about the North Pole. It's not just for Santa anymore. It's the world's most expensive server room. Our sensors are tracking ghost fleets of Russian and Chinese autonomous subs playing Operation Snip Snip with the subsea cables. 99% of your digital existence, your bank account, your cloud, your crypto, runs on these threads. A sabotage drone worth less than a used Ford F-150 can delete the global economy. It's the ultimate off switch, and someone's finger is itching to press it. Meanwhile, Europe has traded its human values for a silicon brain. They're deploying AI border guards that make RoboCop look like a pacifist. They're using the same tech that hunts shaheds to hunt people. It's a 24/7 biometric reality show, and you didn't sign the waiver. Freedom of movement. That's so 2024. Welcome to the era of the censor, where your face is your only ID and the algorithm is the judge, jury, and executioner. And here's the kicker. While DC is still arguing over budgets, the Ukrainians have officially landed in the Persian Gulf. But they didn't come for the weather. They're here to show Uncle Sam how to actually fight a 21st century war. Kyiv is now exporting the world's most lethal expertise. The student is officially teaching the master how not to go broke while defending a desert. Who's the superpower now? The ones with the nukes? Or the ones who know how to stop them with a $500 drone? The world is moving faster than your stock app can crash. Keep your eyes open and your bunkers ready. This is Professor Nuke for Atomic News. Stay alert. This is Professor Nuke, and this was Atomic News. Stay alert.
So stay tuned for all the wondrous views. You're watching Atomic News.